Hi everyone, welcome to part 2 of the speed build. So this here in the red is the landing gear. The reason I'm showing you this now is because this is actually probably shorter than the actual speed build, because I decided to build the landing gear, then it went wrong, so I had to scrap the landing gear. So I've actually deleted a lot of the build of the landing gear. So yeah, that was fun. So what I'm doing here is basically just painting some silver bits on the fuselage, which is where the jet intakes are on the aircraft. So I don't know why they're silver. I'm guessing it's to show like the metallic features or something along them lines of metallic. So yeah, and then I had some fiddling around with the little details on the side of the cockpit, which was like throttle, some other bits and bobs, like all the dials and everything. I couldn't find a picture of what they actually were, so otherwise I would have put one on screen, but oh well. So yeah, I'm just, again, you can see the silver. So as you can see, the silver's in the red box. So yeah, I'm just putting the, like I said, putting the little side details, which you can just see there's two of them, one on each side of the cockpit, so they've just gone on. They were quite fiddly, to be fair. You had to like press them and push them in for them to actually stick, otherwise they just would not stay. They just did not like to go in. So yeah, so on to the next bit of the aircraft. It is the seat. So I'm just applying the no it's not, what is it? I'm just painting, using the cocktail stick, just painting the small details of the raised surfaces on those two detail panels I've just put on. So, and then gluing them into place, because they were quite fiddly. So now I'm just touching up the seats of the aircraft. So in a minute you'll see me dip a cocktail stick into the glue and put the glue onto the aircraft. That's just for neatness, because you can actually see it, so that's what I'm on about. It also helps with precision, because that brush isn't actually as precise as I thought, but it's better than the Airfix one I originally had. Yeah, so there's the aircraft, and I think this is where I start. Oh no, I do the wings. So I decided to do the wings now, but in the actual instruction booklet you got to put the kit together and put all the gear on, then put the wings on. But I was like, I'll do the wings because it's something a little bit different. The wings aren't too difficult, they literally snap together. So the fuselage was a pain in the ass to put together. It just would not go. It was, I had to like force it, almost clamp it. So yeah, this is another day of filming. It took me about 3 days to film, all in all. So as you'll see in a minute, I'm not too sure. Oh, here I'm just sanding the gear door. As you'll see now, when I put this on, it doesn't actually fit. So that was a bit annoying. So I decided to cut the gears off and basically do the gear doors up. I'm gonna have it in flight, or I might just have it on display, because you know, why not? So yeah, it's a bit fiddly to put the aircraft together, because it didn't want to sit like the way the two halves, they just don't sit in the middle. They sit at the front, sit at the rear, but in the middle there's a gap, and the wings are also a pain because you have to push the wings down, as you'll see later on in the video. So as you'll see, I'm trying to force it together but also keep it secure, which is what you can see I'm doing there. It just doesn't want to sit in the middle, so there's quite a bit fiddling around for it to get in the middle. Just applied a bit more glue because it went stringy for some reason. Yeah, again, you can just see it just didn't want to stay. It just really didn't want to stay together. So that was quite annoying to say the least, but it is what it is. So the gear doors didn't want to go on, like I said. As you'll see now, they just wouldn't go on either way. I tried them both ways. The instructions about 4 or 5 times, they wouldn't go on. So I just went, screw it, and decided to snap the wheels. One of them was already partially broken anyway, so I just got the sprue cutter and basically cut off the landing gear. One of them's on the page just below my right hand, and then the other one I just basically cut with the sprue cutter. and just basically cut it away to put the gear doors on. Didn't have to be neat because you're not going to see it. It's on the gear doors. I think it's going to be covered by the gears anyway. So yeah, so the gears went on relatively easy. Front and rear and front landing gear doors went on actually really well. They fit right into place. You've got to give them, push them down a little bit, but other than that, they went in pretty much fit like a glove. Like there's no massive gaps. There is a little gap around the middle of the aircraft, but I'll fill that in between this week and next week's paint video. But yeah, so I'm pretty much nearly done with this kit now. Gears are done, so we put the wings on. Like I said earlier, the wings were a pain because the way the kit's fitted, you have to slot it in, but also push it down at the same time. So I'm basically just applying as much glue as I possibly can for it to stick. As you can see, trying to press it down and slot it in. It looks like it's in, but if you actually look closely, you'll see there's actually a gap of probably 3 or 4 mil maybe between the wing and the fuselage. So I basically just try and push it down. As you can see there, I'm just basically trying to push it into itself, as well as do some touch-ups where necessary for touching up. So you can see I'm just applying a cocktail stick, trying to push it down. So it was a pain. I did manage to get paint all over the one of the wings, so I'm hoping that comes off when I paint next week. So that's something to look forward to, paint next week. Hope you enjoy that video. So pretty much done with the aircraft now, just putting the little exhaust in. Again, clamping the wings down because the wings just didn't want to stay in. I think the wings were the worst bit of the kit, if I'm honest, but I'll talk more about the fitting issues in the finished review when you can actually see them. So on to the last bit of the aircraft. I think I'm not actually too sure what the last bit of the aircraft is, if I'm honest. I'm pretty sure that was it. So as you can see, that's the aircraft finished. You can see there's a black mark on the left wing. So that was just basically where my hands had some black paint on it, caused by the back of the exhaust. You can see the black on the back of the exhaust. But yeah, that's the kit. So I hope you did enjoy this week's and a few weeks ago's speed builds. I'm sorry there were no videos for a few weeks. I've just had no time with work. But yeah, so I'll see you all for next week's video.